All right, so get this. President Trump just announced this thing called the Stargate Initiative, and it's potentially a $500 billion investment in American AI. $500 billion. That's
huge.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And we're not just like skimming the headlines here for you today. We dug deep. We got articles from the New York Times, Newsweek, legal analyses, tech publications. We even watched some videos, trying to figure out what this really means.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And China's been, working on AI. So this is kind of a light
response to that, I guess.
Yeah, so let's try to break it down. What's the core mission here?
It's to make America like the best in AI. The interesting part is how we're going to do it. So the first investment is $100 billion, and that's going to be for the infrastructure, the buildings, to hold all this AI stuff.
Oh, so data centers, right? I read about that one they're building in Texas. But what's so special about those? It's just servers, right?
They're more like AI gyms. It's where they're going to train the AI to see and hear and understand the world. That takes a lot of data and computing power. That's where the data centers come in. And Texas is just the beginning. They're going to build these all over.
So that's why Trump is predicting 100,000 new jobs then, construction jobs and maintenance and stuff. But what about inside? What kind of work will happen inside these data centers? That's not your normal IT job, is it?
You're going to need people who know how to build and train the AI, data scientists, AI engineers, maybe even ethicists, whole new type of tech job.
Oh, wow. So that's the nuts and bolts, I guess. But where does this $500 billion actually go? What are we going to get out of it?
Oh, it's going to change our lives. One area is healthcare. Personalized medicine.
Yeah, I saw that quote from Larry Ellison, the guy from Oracle. Wow. He said that AI could make custom mRNA vaccines in just 48 hours. That just sounds that sounds insane. Yeah.
Closer than you think. Imagine you get a cancer diagnosis, and then 2 days later, you have a vaccine made just for you. That's what they're going for.
Wow, so it's not just about beating China then. It's about actually solving problems. But didn't Trump also get rid of those AI safety orders from the Biden administration? Isn't that kind of risky?
It's a risk for sure.
Yeah.
The previous administration wanted to be careful. There's a lot of oversight.
Yeah.
But this is putting your foot on the gas.
Less rules, more innovation. But are there downsides to that?
Some experts think that it's dangerous to develop AI so quickly without safeguards. We can have problems like job losses or AI being used to hurt people.
Yeah, we're moving fast, but we don't have any brakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we have a lot of money, data centers, new jobs, and maybe new breakthroughs in healthcare, but also some risks. So who's actually doing all this work?
It's not just the government. Trump brought in some big tech companies like OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank. They're the ones at the forefront of AI.
Oh, wow. So it's government money plus private companies. But who's in charge?
That's a good question. It's a partnership. But it'll be interesting to see who has more control.
Yeah. And what about the data? AI needs a lot of data, right? To learn. Where's it all coming from?
It could come from anywhere, like government databases, private companies, even our phones. And that brings up a lot of ethical and legal questions.
It's more than just building data centers and training AI. It's about the data and who controls it. This is getting really interesting.
Yeah. Now we know what it is, why they're doing it, and who's involved. But Guy, what does this mean for you, the listener? Why should you care?
Well, stick with us, because in the next part, we're going to explore how this could impact your life, your work, and your future.
Yeah.
This is going to get real.
The Stargate thing, it's going to affect us. Right now, think about it. New jobs, new healthcare, maybe some risks. This changes everything about AI.
Yeah, there are a lot of questions. But that's why we're doing this deep dive, right? To figure out what's going on. So what's the biggest deal about Stargate so far for you?
I think it's how big it is. The money, the speed, they want to change everything. It's a huge gamble.
Yeah, getting rid of those AI safety orders, that was a big statement. It's like Trump is saying, full speed ahead, no rules.
Yeah.
But some people are saying, that's reckless. Are they just being too cautious?
Maybe not. They say that if we rush into this without any safeguards, there could be bad consequences. Like we could lose jobs, or AI could make unfair decisions, or even be used to hurt people.
Okay, yeah, those are serious concerns. But others say that too many rules will slow us down, and China will win the AI race. So how do we find that balance? How do we move forward? But also be careful.
That's the question, isn't it? We need to be smart. We need to talk about the good and the bad.
Yeah.
And make some rules. to make sure AI is developed responsibly.
So rules, but not too many rules.
Right.
And people need to know what's going on, how this AI is being made, and how it's being used.
Absolutely. AI shouldn't be a secret. It should be a team effort with everyone involved.
Yeah. This whole thing makes you think about what's important as a country is spending billions on AI. More important than, like climate change or healthcare or poverty.
That's a good point. Some people say that AI is the key to solving those problems.
Yeah.
Because it will help our economy grow. But others think we should focus on more immediate problems.
It's a tough choice.
It is.
But no matter what we choose, we need to make sure that the money is used well.
I agree.
And that's where you come in, the listener. By understanding what's happening, you can help make sure that AI is used for good.
Exactly.
This all feels like it's happening so fast.
It is.
It's like we're on a train and we're still building the tracks.
That's a good way to put it. And it shows how urgent this is. We can't just sit back and watch. We need to be involved.
Yeah, one thing I keep thinking about is the jobs. Trump says there will be 100,000 new jobs. But what about the jobs that AI will take away?
That's a big question. It's not just about the number of jobs. It's about what kind of jobs. Are we preparing people for the jobs of the future?
Yeah, like if some jobs disappear, are we teaching people new skills so they can get new jobs?
Exactly.
It feels like we're at the beginning of something completely new.
It is.
And we don't know what's going to happen.
It's exciting, but also a little scary.
Yeah, so what does this all mean for you, the listener, your life, your work, your future?
AI is changing everything. We can't ignore it.
So what can we do?
Learn about it. The more you understand AI, the better prepared you'll be.
And that's what we're doing here.
Right.
We're trying to explain what's happening with AI. We're all in this together.
We are.
The future of AI is not decided yet. It's up to all of us.
I agree.
To make sure it's a good future.
No. There's one more thing about Stargate. This isn't just happening in America. Other countries are working on AI too, like China.
Oh, yeah, China. They've been doing a lot with AI.
Right.
So is Stargate about working with other countries or competing with them.
It's both. America wants to be the best at AI.
Right.
And Stargate is part of that, but they also know that. We need to work together.
So we might work together on some things.
Yes.
But compete on other things.
Exactly.
We could work together on making rules about how to use AI ethically.
That's right.
But then compete on who can build the best AI.
Yes. This is getting complicated.
It is.
It's like a game of chess.
In a way.
So if you were advising the U.S. government, what would you tell them to do?
I would say work with countries that share our values, but also keep investing in our own AI research so we don't fall behind.
So be friends when we can.
Yes.
But compete when we have to.
Exactly.
And always try to be the best.
Right.
We can't afford to lose this race.
No, we can't. But we also need to think about the ethical side of AI.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit, like bias in algorithms and jobs being lost and AI being used for bad things.
Right.
But let's talk about that more.
Okay.
What are the biggest ethical challenges?
Well, one of the biggest is making sure AI is fair. Remember, AI learns from data. And if the data is biased, then the AI will be biased too. So, like, if we're not careful, AI could discriminate against people.
Yes. That's why it's important to have diverse teams working on AI.
Ah, so different perspectives.
Exactly.
And what about transparency? How do we know why AI makes the decisions it makes?
That's a tough one. A lot of AI systems are like black boxes. Even experts don't always understand how they work.
So we need to find a way to open those black boxes.
We do.
And make sure AI is accountable.
Exactly. And then there's the question of AI being used for bad things, like surveillance, or spreading propaganda, or even war.
That's scary.
It is.
Like something out of a movie.
But it could happen.
So we need to prevent that.
We do. It's not easy. We need everyone to work together. Governments, tech companies, everyone. We need rules to make sure AI is used safely.
So it's not just about building the best AI.
Yep.
It's about using it responsibly.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about the benefits of AI, the risks, the ethical challenges, and how other countries are involved. But what does it all mean? What does it mean for humanity?
That's the big question. AI could change everything.
Yeah.
How we work, how we communicate, how we govern ourselves.
It feels like we're at a turning point.
We are.
The decisions we make now will shape the future.
That's right.
So we need to be careful.
We do.
And think about the long term.
Yes.
It's not just about what AI can do.
No.
It's about what it should do.
Exactly.
We need to have a serious conversation about AI.
We do.
And that includes you, the listener.
Yes.
Stay informed, ask questions, be part of the conversation.
The future of AI depends on all of us.
All right, so as we move into the last part of this deep dive, I want to leave you with a question.
Okay.
If you could design the future of AI, what would it look like?
Interesting question.
What would be important to you?
I see.
What problems would you want AI to solve? And how would you make sure that it benefits everyone?
Those are good questions.
Think about it.
I will.
The future of AI is in our hands. Let's make it a good one. It really is. It's easy to just focus on, like, the technical stuff. But at the end of the day, AI is about people. It's about how we want to live.
Right. We can't just let it happen. We have to be involved.
So we talked about the big picture, but let's get specific. How will this Stargate thing actually affect different areas? Like healthcare, that seems to be a big focus.
Healthcare is ready for a change, and AI is going to change it. We're not talking about small changes. This is going to be a whole new system.
Yeah, like those personalized vaccines that Ellison was talking about. That could totally change how we treat cancer.
Yeah, imagine. Instead of chemo, you get a vaccine made just for you in just a few hours. And that's just one thing. AI can also help us find new drugs faster and create better treatment plans.
It's like having a super doctor, analyzing all your data and figuring out the best way to treat you.
Exactly. And it's not just about treatment. AI can also help us prevent diseases by looking at your medical history, your genes, your lifestyle, and figuring out what risks you have.
So we could be healthier.
Yes.
And catch diseases earlier.
Exactly.
That sounds amazing.
It does. But we also have to think about what happens to healthcare jobs if AI is doing more of the work.
Yeah.
And how do we make sure everyone has access to this new technology, not just rich people?
Right. It's not all good.
No.
Okay, so healthcare is one area. What about others, like finance, transportation, education?
Okay, in finance, AI is already being used for things like fraud detection and risk assessment. Stargate will probably make this even bigger.
But what about the people who work in finance? Will they lose their jobs?
That's a possibility.
So again, some benefits, but some challenges. What about transportation?
AI is a big part of self-driving cars and smart traffic systems. Stargate could make these things much more common. So transportation would be safer, more efficient.
Yeah.
And better for the environment.
But what about truck drivers and taxi drivers?
Yeah, they could lose their jobs.
So we need to help people learn new skills so they can find new jobs.
Exactly.
What about education?
AI could make learning more personalized. So every student gets a custom education.
Oh, yeah, I read about those AI tutors.
Yeah, like that. Imagine if every student had a personal tutor that could help them learn better. And it's not just tutors. AI can also help teachers create better lessons and track student progress.
So everyone would learn better.
That's the idea.
But what about the teachers?
Right.
Will they still be needed?
That's a good question.
And how do we make sure that all students have access to this AI technology?
That's another important question.
It seems like with every benefit, there's also a challenge.
There is.
And it all comes back to how people adapt to this new world with AI.
Exactly. It's not just about the technology. It's about how we use it and how we manage the risks.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are the key takeaways?
First, AI is not just hype. It's real. And it's already changing things. Stargate is going to speed that up.
So we can't ignore it.
No.
Second, AI is not just about technology. It's about society.
Yes.
It's about our values and how we want to live. We all need to be part of the conversation.
We do.
And finally, the future of AI is not set in stone.
No.
We can still shape it.
We can.
By staying informed and asking questions and demanding that AI is developed responsibly.
I agree.
So that was our deep dive into Stargate. We talked about a lot. The goals, the benefits, the risks, the ethical challenges, and how this affects everyone.
It's a complex issue.
It is.
But it's important to understand. Keep learning, keep asking questions.
Yes.
And be part of the solution.
Thanks for joining us. Until next time, stay curious.